Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Elias here with Weekly Wrestling Heat. We're back with another episode. Got my boy Moise here, trying to get him to wake up.
What's
Wake up.
up, guys? I just took a little nap before we went live because Elias doesn't know how to read time. So,
I can't. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. It was we got stuck in traffic. Well, I got stuck in traffic. Not we. I got stuck in
it
traffic.
is all good. It is all good. We're gonna do a quick Survivor Series recap for you guys. Um, and yeah, I think that's it. We're just giving you all a quick pre-Thanksgiving episode.
Yes, we won't be back till next week on our normal Thursday time slot.
Yeah, either Wednesday or Thursday. We'll let you know.
Yeah. But yeah, Survivor Series was this weekend. What was your overall thoughts on it?
I thought it was decent. I wasn't really looking forward to it because the build was whatever. But I liked the Big E Roman match. Becky and Charlotte was awesome. The men's Survivor Series match was good. The only dull moment for me in the night was the 10 on 10 women's, which I think they could have done a better job booking. But I think that's pretty much it. What about you? And then I'm pretty pissed that the Priest match was on the pre-show, but then I saw the ending and I was happy it was on the pre-show.
Yeah, I think it was one of those that they just said F it. There's no real build to it. Um I really I guess my match that I really did enjoy was the Becky versus Charlotte. I thought that match itself was um really built up for the 2 weeks that it 3 weeks that they did try to build it up. They did a great job at doing it.
Yeah.
Both women killed it. Even we feel we still got worked but even though there's real heat between both of them, I feel like they did the best job to to typically put on a show professionally. But at some spots, it did feel that it was very stiff, and that was one of the differences that made the match even better, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Um,
I loved how they attempted each other's finishers. Like Becky put on the figure four, and Charlotte put on the disarm her, and then Charlotte went for the manhandle slam. Um, yeah, it was very hard hitting. The slaps that it started with, um, and then kind of like a we fooled you slash those that still believe it. I'm pissed finish, like with Charlotte doing the laugh, like, hey, we just got one over on you guys, or hey, if you believe it, you're gonna believe it even more now because I'm not selling the match.
yeah, I think that it was a flare finish, like we call it, a typical Charlotte Flair match or a Ric Flair, where they do underhand tactics to win. I think Becky used Charlotte's own tactics against her that made it even sweeter. Has the victory. That afterwards, I honestly thought that this was the going into Monday. I thought that was one of the best promos that Becky has done. I mean, I thought the promo that she did, which you disagreed the week before, was kind of intense. This one was actually really straight to the point and kind of like gave her a little bit of heat for calling out the audience.
Yeah,
Um,
this was the one where she was just like, but it also shows the locker room leader aspect of it, like where she's like, my girls just went out there and killed it, or tried to kill it, or did the best they were given with what they were given, and you
yeah,
guys just crapped on it. So why should the higher ups care what you guys want? Like
yeah. I mean,
you
it's
guys wanted Tony Storm, you guys wanted Bianca Belair, you guys wanted Liv Morgan. All three were in the match, and then you crapped all over it.
yeah, and that's what the I guess the toxic IWC is nowadays with
Because I will
WWE.
say, once it came down to the 3-on-1 against Bianca, the crowd woke up a little bit and like, oh shit, Bianca's about to be a sole survivor or whatever. Um, but yeah, other than that, it seems like when you I guess WWE kind of set it up by having Tony Storm be the first one eliminated. That's definitely a spot I probably would put Natalia in. Um, I probably would have had Natalia be the first one eliminated, and then a Carmella or Jelena. And just so you can focus on the future, you know?
I wasn't a fan. I will say about this whole pay per view, I wasn't a fan of the DQ finishes and the count out
Yeah.
finishes that they did in the whole show, because they did it once with the women's match.
And then
They
KO
did it,
and KO walked out.
and then McIntyre and Bobby got counted out. And then even the finish for the Nakamura Priest match was a DQ. So it's like I didn't like that, but other than that, I mean, the RK Bro versus Usos match was pretty decent as well.
Yeah,
Shout
Matt
out to
Matt wasn't a fan of this match. I really enjoyed it.
shout out to Randy Orton, by the way. He has now the most pay per views ran performed
Yeah,
in,
most
broke
pay-per-view
Kane's
match.
record.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and then I think yesterday he broke another record for being on Raw more times than anybody else.
Yeah, he's having fun right now. If you saw the Dark Show segment, he brought out his daughter.
His daughter
Um,
Brooklyn. Happy birthday
yeah,
to Brooklyn, by the way.
yeah, yeah. Happy birthday to her, and it just seems like he's having a lot of fun right now. Um, the tag match was what we all thought it was going to be. It was a good match, cool ending. The RKO from the Uso splash
Um,
onto Matt Riddle.
I thought that added a little extra to it, which was cool for me.
Yeah, like Matt was like, I predicted this finish. I'm like, no, you didn't.
I like. I tried to like the 25-man battle royale, but I just didn't get the point of having almost win, unless they're setting him up for something bigger after AJ Styles. I think
That
that
would have been a great spot for Ricochet.
I really thought Ricochet was gonna win it. I really
But
like,
then the whole Pizza Hut stuff would have killed it, right? So I think you have to
yeah.
have a heel win.
So I think that with that, and then with the Street Profits doing their little comedy act gig afterwards was kind of funny to me. Um, I will say this, skipping over to Raw, the Vince McMahon segment with the egg was so bad it was funny.
I like the final payoff of it if that's how you're going to get Austin Theory in the match. Just because I like the interaction between Austin Theory and Vince. Like it's kind
Yeah,
of like that Chosen One Drew McIntyre interaction from way
yeah,
back in the day.
like the chosen one kind of thing. So I thought that it was so bad it was funny in a sense, I guess. Because my favorite, I think the favorite line of it, nobody that when Vince told Sami Zayn nobody likes a snitch, and it was just the funniest thing. Like it
Yeah,
was so bad that I just started laughing because I was like, this is actually kind of funny. Um,
yeah, no. I love how he was just like, dude, I just wanted a selfie with the egg. Like this is me in my rental car or whatever. Um, yeah, and then Austin Theory later that night put on a great match against Big E.
yeah,
Going back to Survivor Series, it just felt like to me that the pay per view was way longer than it needed to be.
yeah. I will say this: the men's Raw versus the men's SmackDown match was actually pretty decent. People are kind of like saying that KO kind of kind of did a shoot where he walked out on purpose. But
No, he didn't.
if we remember last year, Seth Rollins sacrificed himself for the
Yeah,
team, so I think it was kind of payback on that. Balor was pretty awesome as well. I did want to see more of. I can't lie, I wanted to see more of Bobby Lashley and McIntyre go at it again, and
yeah. A
I
lot of
would
people
kind
changed their mind on this feud once they saw it again in front of an audience.
yeah.
Um, So we'll see what they do with that. I was a fan of. I thought James looked really good in this match. I
Yes,
thought James,
him and I thought for a second that Jeff Hardy was gonna win this one.
yeah,
Um,
so did I. And then obviously they went with the whole Raw sweeps except the world title, which I thought was kind of dumb.
we kind of predicted that though. We kind of
We
did on the
did,
prediction show, so it was it was kind of funny because I was looking at it and I was like, man, like it literally came out as we said it was.
yeah,
Um, the main event, Roman Reigns versus Big E was it told the story. It had the perfect tempo, in my opinion. Um, it made both of them look strong, but it didn't make Big E look weak in defeat because he had to. Reigns had to go the extra mile to take care of Big E.
Biggie. Yeah, only thing I'm gonna say about this is something me and Matt have complained about. I want to see Biggie stop doing that spear. That spear to the outside every time it just seems like it's getting closer and closer to this like a bad moment in the ring. And I don't want to see that because I'm a big Big E fan. So
I will agree because it felt like at a point when he did the first one, I feel like Reigns wasn't set up correctly, or or Big E kind of prematurely went through the rope, so it felt like he was gonna like go head first down instead of going as he usually does. So, um, while I appreciate the fact that he's able to show his his versatility and his move set, that spot is really dangerous. I thought that the body splash that he did on the on the
apron,
ring apron was I thought he really legitly hurt himself because I saw him grab that knee, um, which
yeah,
it did look kind of nasty from there. Um, I will say my favorite part was when he was actually um, getting out of the guillotine. um
yeah,
I thought that changed the whole thing, the whole environment of it. So
yeah.
it
He
was
got
pretty
out of
cool to see.
guillotine. I thought the big ending into the rope break was cool too. Yeah, I like how there's no interference. It's just a clean, clear shot match. Um,
And the good thing about it is that the false finishes that happened, I would say with this one and the Charlotte and Becky match, were right there, were perfectly built into
mhm,
that.
yeah,
It wasn't like you had too many, you had too little, you had the
it
right
wasn't an
spots to put
AEW
them.
main event.
Yeah.
You can say it.
So that was pretty much it for Survivor Series. I think it was pretty I would give it about a 7.58, about the same thing that I gave AEW Full Gear.
No, I thought Full Gear was a way better show. Just because there were so many storylines, like this, there were no storylines going into it. Like I was literally beating myself over the head trying to figure out like why should I care about Priest and Nakamura? And then WWE was like, you shouldn't. And then the women's match, I was like, okay, this is actually like I was bored. But then they made up for it in the main event. I thought it started well. I thought it ended well. I would give Survivor Series a 6.5, 7.
I'll give it a 7.5 just because the first match and the men, because of the three matches that I said, the men's match,
Yeah,
the championship for the women and the championship for the men was actually the ones that put it on top for me. Um, I thought that it created a couple of storylines after, which we'll probably see them on Friday on SmackDown. And we'll probably see a couple of them evolve that already started evolving on Raw. So, um,
yeah. It seems like Finn Balor and Seth is going to go somewhere. Um, the they it's going to be very hard for them to put out a mania card that people like this year. I feel.
um, I will agree because of the fact that there was a point where right now you really don't know who um, you really don't know who the next up and comer or that challenger for that belt for the men's side at least is going to be. I could see Liv winning Royal Rumble if she loses
No
against
way. Ew. Dude, ew.
who would you rather see? I mean, I know you said Raquel before.
I would rather see Asuka even just to wrap up the bring that story 360. But no, dude, Liv winning the Rumble would be so blah.
Mm.
Asuka, give
So
me Ronda, give me Shayna, any of them.
Oscar, Bailey also because Bailey should be ready to come
They're
back by
saying Bailey's
then.
not going to be ready by Mania.
Ooh,
Like they're saying she's going to be ready by Mania. Yeah, let's do this next time when we come back, and we will leave it on a little cliffhanger. We'll make our own WrestleMania card. We'll do screw free matches. We'll do seven matches each day, and we'll come back with our WrestleMania card, and we'll try to make it a WrestleMania that people want to watch.
I see. I agree with that. Um,
And then
what do you think?
what we'll do is we'll try to get Matt on, or we'll do like a little vote in our group, and we'll throw both of our cards out there on like Monday, and we'll have the group vote on which Mania they would buy.
Yeah, because honestly, being real about it, I don't know exactly um, what to what to actually think of Mania this year. It's 2 days, so they're gonna have to have stacked cards.
Yeah, and that's why I have a couple of matches I do like that I'm not throwing out there yet because I want to see if I don't want WWE to mess up on it, you know. So
I will agree because they lately they've been dropping the ball on a couple of things. So um, I will
mm-hmm.
say it that much. Do you want to talk about Raw or SmackDown or anything like that?
No, I
Any
feel
high
like
points?
I felt like SmackDown was a filler.
Yeah, I will
Raw,
say
I
that
think
the
Austin Theory looked good. Like that's it.
yeah, I mean, I feel like they made up to Selena in a sense. Um,
They get her
Shout
tag
out to
title.
Selena and Carmella, new WWE tag women's tag team champions. Um, I will say that Randy Orton and Riddle make a great grouping together. Um, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't have anything else. I mean, the 24/7 segment was kind of funny. Specifically, the match was actually pretty decent. And then for having Dana Brooke win the title was kind of what's kind of funny because the guys were like, "Well, should we pin her? Or what should we do?" So it was a decent comedic segment for that. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, one thing I will say, if you're a fan, please don't jump the barricade. It's not worth you going to jail. It's not worth you
Possibly getting her ass whooped.
possibly getting your ass whooped because I felt that Seth Rollins is going to yeah. Uh, I think that it was just don't do it. It's stupid.
Yeah.
As
And yeah, that's pretty much it. We kept it short today. You know, Thanksgiving weekend. Y'all enjoy time with your families. We'll be back next Tuesday or Wednesday where we'll talk about AEW. And we'll do our WrestleMania cards.
Also, next week will be the War Games prediction.
Oh yeah, because War Games is December 5th. Yeah.
December 5th. So, either way, guys, thank you for joining us. Follow us on our social media platforms. Weekly Wrestling Heat on Instagram, on Facebook, Weekly Wrestling Heat TV on Twitch, and follow us on Twitter at _, Wrestling Heat. Like I said, like we said, we'll be back next week with another episode. Enjoy Thanksgiving. Have time. Be safe. Eat a lot of food. Sleep it off. Watch football. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys. Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Peace.